It's hot. That's the two-word message I received from a Peruvian friend when he learned that I was joining a team from the U.S. heading to the Amazon jungle outside of the city of Iquitos. And he was right. The heat and humidity when we stepped off the plane felt a whole lot different from a February day back in Denver. But that wasn't the only different thing that we encountered to begin our trip.
All right, Jim, Aaron, what's about to happen here?
Well, first of all, this young man is going to be experiencing something that he's never ever tasted before in his life. We decided because it was live, we're gonna fry it up for him.
This is a tree grub.
It's a nasty big pregnant
Worm. Oh my gosh.
All right, it's good. It's
Oh,
good.
is that
It's not alive.
protein?
Josh.
Let's see, buddy.
Josh.
Go slow.
Josh.
All right, now,
He did it.
Okay, here goes.
Pretty awesome. We are on the Amazon in Peru.
I've been heading down to the Amazon for 10 years, and the purpose is really simple: to transform the lives, not so much of the nation of Peru, but the lives of Christians who come to serve.
We began each day at the Sinchikui Lodge, about a mile off the main river and about 1,000,000 miles from everyday life in the U.S., with a few hours of Bible study and reflection, where the transformation process really began. And then we would load up our long, skinny river boats and head off to visit some of the 11 surrounding villages along the Amazon. Each one unique and uniquely beautiful, these villages had kept their distance from each other for generations. And yet somehow, playing with kids, painting houses, visiting families, just simple demonstrations of God's love, each year for the past 10, were helping to change that. When Jim Gallinoff first visited the region in 2005, one of the village leaders begged him to help build community and cooperation among all the people. Together, they decided to try it through community service projects, team visits, and a big annual gathering of all the villages.
Rock the Rio, where 10 villages would come in and celebrate the goodness and kindness of what Jesus is all about. And we've had great success with that.
We had a concert in Peru called Rock the Rio as part of a big festival with soccer tournaments and food and crafts and all kinds of stuff. We partnered with a local band from Iquitos, the city up about an hour away by boat. And as part of the concert, we invited all the kids up as we were singing Friend of God. That's one of the, I think, 4 or 5 songs we had learned in Spanish and rehearsed with their band. And I love watching Chris do this because he's so great with kids. I think you get Chris outside the U.S. and you can watch somebody settling into his comfort zone. It's an amazing thing to see. So he calls up all these kids. We haven't talked about this ahead of time, but it's perfect. And he's singing I'm a Friend of God with all these kids in Spanish. Eres mi amigo fiel.
Eres mi amigo fiel. Eres mi amigo fiel. Eres mi amigo fiel. Tu amigo soy. Uno más.
We had brought all these recorders to give away to the kids. So we have these recorders and we show the kids. I played a little bit for them to show them what it was for, and then we started handing them out, and there's just this mob of kids grabbing and like climbing over each other, doing everything they can to get these recorders. And it was hilarious and wonderful. The next few days walking around the villages doing our women's ministry and our children's ministry. Everywhere you went, you hear this ree, 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 ree of all these kids trying to play their recorders. It was everywhere. So they absolutely got a lot of joy out of those.
But the best was yet to come. For the past 10 years, women in the villages have been hosting their friends from the U.S. for a time of bonding, encouragement, and mutual support. Through these efforts and through the experience of the annual Rock the Rio event, the results have been amazing.
What she said is that the event that we had here last year left everybody really impacted.
Oh, good.
and that it springboarded for all of this to happen. It kind of changed the attitude of the village here. And because of that, everybody has kind of changed their attitude towards women. And they're here, that's why they're so thankful for us, because they've been able to have an opportunity to do something like this.
And now they have a women's association there in the village. And the association has fish farms, and they have a manufacturing plant that produces fish food for the fish farms. And then they sell the fish. They use that money to do things for the women in the village. They use that money to produce t-shirts, which are beautiful. Our whole team, I think, took them all home. And they use that money to help the women in the village. If I've seen anything meeting women all around the world, it's that we're all the same. We all want the same things and are afraid of the same things and hope for the same things. And it doesn't matter if you're in a village in the jungle or a city in America, or you're an IT professional in India. We're all the same. So it was a wonderful way to connect on a very simple level and realize that God loves us all.
So on behalf of our new friends in Peru and all the members of the team, we want to say a special thanks to all of you who supported us financially and through your prayers to help bring about true transformation in the Amazon and in our own hearts.